When you think about football, who gets all the glory? It's usually the goal scorers, right? The flashy strikers. But today, we're going to talk about a player who completely flipped that script from the other end of the pitch. This is the story of Lev Yashin, the guy who didn't just stand in the goal, he completely reinvented it.
So let me ask you this. Can a goalkeeper really be the best player in the world? I mean, it's a huge debate in football. In a game that's all about scoring goals, can the one person whose job is to stop them ever be considered the absolute best of the best?
Well, in the entire history of football's most famous individual award, the answer to that question is just one. That's it. It has happened exactly once.
And that one time, that one player, was Lev Yashin. His achievement puts him in a league of his own, a true one-of-a-kind. Here's the key fact you gotta know. Back in 1963, Yashin did something no keeper had ever done before. And get this, what no keeper has managed to do since. He was officially crowned the best footballer on the planet. Okay, so to really get what that means, the Ballon d'Or is everything. It's the top prize. And it almost always goes to the guys banging in the goals, strikers, attacking midfielders. So for a keeper to break through and win it, it's almost unheard of. It just shows you how unbelievably dominant he must have been that year. And look, this wasn't just some lucky break or a fluke year. That award in '63 was the peak of a career that cemented his place in history. It's why today, everyone agrees he's one of the absolute greatest to ever play the game, period. But his legend, it goes way beyond just the trophies on his shelf. It was about his whole vibe, his style, and this unforgettable identity he built for himself.
He got these two nicknames, and they're just perfect. They totally capture how he played. The Black Spider and the Black Panther. They called him the Black Spider because of his crazy long arms and legs. It looked like he had a web covering the entire goal. But then, the Black Panther, that was all about his incredible agility and those explosive, pouncing saves.
And his whole look just added to this persona, right? He was famous for wearing all black, jersey, shorts, socks, the whole deal. It made him this intimidating, iconic figure that strikers had to face. And get this, that iconic figure, he stayed in one place. In a time when players move around, he was fiercely loyal, spending his entire 20-plus-year career with just one club, Dynamo Moscow. And that kind of loyalty, it was rewarded with some major success. He wasn't just playing, he was leading his teams to historic victories and building a trophy case that was truly one of a kind.
I mean, just look at this incredible run he went on. In '56, he grabs an Olympic gold medal. 4 years later, he's a champion again, winning the very first European championship with the USSR. And then, bam, the Ballon d'Or in '63, all while being the undisputed #1 for his country for more than a decade.
Just stop and think about that for a second. 4 World Cups. Playing at that elite level for so long just shows you how crucial he was to his national team and how incredibly consistent he was. But here's the thing. The trophies, the awards, they're amazing. But his real legacy, the thing that truly changed the game, that's how he completely rewrote the rulebook for his position. See, before Yashin came along, goalkeepers were, they were pretty static. Their job was basically to stay on their line and just react to shots. Yashin? He threw all of that out the window. He decided to be proactive.
So how did he do it? You can really break his revolution down into 3 key things. First, he didn't just protect the goal. He owned the entire penalty box. Second, he was fearless. He'd rush off his line to cut off passes or take on a striker one-on-one, almost like an extra defender. And third, he was the commander. He was the field general, yelling, pointing, getting his defense exactly where he wanted them.
Okay, if you need just one single stat to wrap your head around his dominance, to really understand how he could stop the unstoppable, it's this number. Over 150.
That's how many penalty kicks they say he saved during his career. It's an insane number, one of the highest ever recorded in the history of the game. It tells you everything about his skill, his anticipation, and just how much he got inside the heads of his opponents. So let's bring it to today. What does all this mean now? Well, it means that every single time you watch a modern goalkeeper play, you're basically seeing a little piece of Lev Yashin's legacy out there on the field. You know that term we use all the time now, the sweeper keeper? The guy who comes out of his box, plays with his feet, starts the attack, and commands the space behind the defense? All of that? That's him. He literally created the blueprint that keepers have been following ever since.
Which, brings us right back to where we started. Plenty of keepers have been called great, but only one has ever been officially named the best player in the entire world. It just leaves you wondering, in a game so obsessed with attacking stars, will football ever see a keeper like him again?